On August 22nd, 2019, the Minecraft community was graced with, honestly, a huge surprise. 1.15 was not only announced, but we immediately received the first snapshot without any prior warning. Only introducing bees, beehives, honey bottles, and honeycombs, we were a bit confused. Don't get me wrong, we were pleasantly surprised, but we were curious to know what else was in store for the update. A keen few took the addition of the bee as a nod of what we could be getting, and we were quickly proven right with Mojang stating that 1.15 was in fact a bug update, or more precisely, a bug fix update. In the last couple of months, we've had consistent snapshots being handed to us, showing the future of this update. Mojang promised us a holiday release, and with their most recent announcement of Minecraft 1.15 arriving on December 10th for Java Edition and December 11th for Bedrock Edition, it seems like they've kept their promise. In this video, we're going to discuss if Minecraft 1.15 is ready for the Minecraft community to have. And before we get into this video is sponsored by MC Pro Hosting. So now, let's get right into it. So what is 1.15? Well, like we said in the intro, simply put, this is a bug fix update. Mojang's entire point, simply put, was to clean up the game in a major update. Clean out the bugs, get rid of the cobwebs, though not literally, they're still in the game. Just spruce the game up. For a very long time, Minecraft has had issue after issue, with everything from memory leaks to lighting bugs to rendering engine issues and more, and we've made a few videos on them. Minecraft has been like the old car that's on its bad tires. To fix the problem, just get new tires. It's not necessarily a hard fix, it just might take some time to get it to the shop. And that's what Mojang did with 1.15. They took Minecraft to the shop. They brought Minecraft in, lifted it up, and gave it some new tires. And while they were there, they opened up the hood and cleaned everything out as well. We would have been happy with just fixing some of the little things, but now that Mojang has cleaned up some of the big stuff too, we're more confident in our ride altogether. But is that, on its own, enough? If you've watched any of our videos leading up to the release of big updates, we tend to throw around a very specific term. This term, simply put, is BandAid. For a lot of updates prior to Minecraft 1.13, we believed a lot, if not most, of the major releases tended to be BandAid updates. Essentially, this means that these updates are only there to serve the purpose of holding something together or to hide a blemish. This BandAid is able to conceal everything from a lack of updates to fixing a problem that wasn't there in the first place. If you know anything about 1.15, and if you don't, we'll get into it in a minute, there's not a lot on the surface for this update. It does look pretty lackluster on the outside, but like we previously mentioned, faults like the rendering engine and more have plagued Minecraft along the way for quite some time. Now, with a new coat of paint, Minecraft seems to be in a much better place. Small updates are fine, especially since in the past, every update was small, but after behemoth updates like 1.13 and 1.14, it started to become hard to imagine going back to smaller updates. So, can we? So, what did 1.15 add? Well, aside from a literal monster of a list of bug fixes, not a lot. Bees, bee nests, hives, honey blocks, honeycombs, honeycomb blocks, and honey bottles have been added into Minecraft. After 6 pre-releases and seemingly nothing left before the release, it seems like that's all that's gonna be added, alongside a few quality of life things that we'll get into later. Bees and everything they bring seem to be extremely useful, but there's actually quite a lot to be unpacked here. First off, bees have 10 health. They live in groups and prefer to be near their hives and nests. To quote the Minecraft wiki, if a bee does not have a home nest, it will wander around until it finds one. Up to 3 bees can be found in a hive or nest. Mob mentality will ensue if a single bee takes damage. If a bee's house is destroyed, then they're all going to attack. Placing a campfire under their nests will make them passive and less likely to attack. And if and when a bee attacks, they'll lose their stinger and die after poisoning their target. They can be bred with any types of flower, and they'll also follow you. On top of breeding purposes, bees will pollinate with flowers and can grow crops and sweet berry bushes quicker if it passes by them. After pollinating a flower, the bee will attempt to return to its nests. Bee nests and beehives function in almost exactly the same way, only having aesthetic differences and requiring silk touch to obtain the nests themselves. Beehives can be crafted with 6 planks and 3 honeycombs. Players can harvest these blocks when ready with shears and glass bottles, returning honeycombs or honey bottles. If using silk touch, bees inside the nest will be kept in the block as a block entity, similar to shulkers and chests. You can also hook these items up to a redstone comparator and pull a signal based on how much honey is inside. 4 honeycomb blocks can create a purely decorative block known as the honeycomb block, which at its core is a pretty nice looking block. Honey bottles have a bit more use, able to be eaten, restoring 6 hunger and 2.4 saturation. They can be crafted into sugar and honey blocks, also stacking to 16 in a single inventory slot. And with honey blocks, the real magic of this update begins. Being crafted with 4 honey bottles, they do a lot for as easy as they are to obtain. Being easily the stickiest block in Minecraft, they stop your ability to jump and make movement nearly impossible, being similar to soul sand and not allowing for sprinting. This block works in the same way as slime blocks, although entities sitting on the block or on the side of the block will be pushed or pulled on top and won't fall off in most cases. If an entity touches the side of the block, it'll slowly fall. This works with items, vehicles, mobs, things such as ignited TNT, arrows fired at the right direction, and more. Truly, with this block, the opportunities are nearly endless. For an entire list of things that are possible, and so much more, we made a video a while back featuring everything from elevators to parkour courses and more. It's definitely worth the watch and can be found in the card on the top right corner of the screen. On top of honey additions, a plethora of quality of life items were fixed and added into the game. This isn't a complete list, but some notable examples. Shovels finally can extinguish campfires. In the accessibility settings menu, sneak and sprint can now be switched to hold or toggle, allowing you to be able to sneak without holding down the button. All you have to do is press it once to release it and press it once to enable it. You can even sneak while in the graphical user interface now. Composters, like in Bedrock Edition, can finally be made with slabs. Nitwit villagers, finally, have had the gem removed from their belt, allowing for easier identification. Bells can also be rang with redstone, finally meaning that wrangling villagers into holding areas is easier than ever, and in relation to villagers, iron golems will now visibly crack when damaged, and they can also be repaired using an iron ingot on them, which means our iron golem friends can finally be protected. So, like I said before, on the surface level, it doesn't seem like a lot of features have been added with 1.15, but behind the scenes, as Mojang has said, this really was a bug fix update. Simply put, 705 bug fixes in its current state have been implemented as shown on the bug reports page. We have begged for a bug fix update, and in 4 months, Mojang has went as hard into the paint as they've ever done. If I'm being honest, you shouldn't expect much hype around this update. It's bees, honey blocks, and bug fixes. Yes, in reality, this update probably feels lackluster to a lot of people, but it has been something that the game has genuinely needed. As far as Michaelmcchill is concerned, the game does feel better to play, and the quality of life updates are extremely appreciated. As far as I'm concerned, the future of Minecraft is extremely bright, and this update is an amazing step in the right direction for the game as a whole. Mojang, thank you. Now, just don't mess up Minecraft 1.16. With the content of the video out of the way, a quick message from MC Pro Hosting. If you guys are wanting to get a Minecraft server of your very own, then feel free to use the link in the description down below to get 25% off of your first month.
Introducing the new Enderman and Wither plans from MC Pro Hosting. The Enderman plan has 6 GB of RAM, which allows you to play with up to 100 players. It also includes the Premium Server Management Pack. And the Wither plan has 8 GB of RAM, which allows you to play with an unlimited amount of players. It also includes the Ultimate Server Management Pack.
What? But what about the villager plan?
Yeah! I thought we were the only ones! I mean, welcome to the club?
The Enderman and Wither plans from MC Pro Hosting. Get them now!
And the villager plan!
Which plan too? I really like the fact you have 3 heads. It's really dashing.
You know,
All 3 of your heads.
normal
Very
size.
dashing. No.
But what do you think? Is Minecraft 1.15 ready for prime time? Would you have rather it been put off and be part of 1.16, or is it fine to get these changes now? Do you think smaller bug fix updates should be rolled out more often, or not? Let me know in the comment section down below. But other than that, that just about does it for me for now. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please consider leaving a like on it, because it would really help out myself and Michaelmcchill, who co-wrote and edited this video, the channel, and the video quite a lot. But anyways guys, I hope you all enjoyed. My name is AntVenom, and I bid you all farewell. Thanks so much for watching.